Ammu and Rama Devasthali, never intended to be two of the state's most celebrated champions of the arts. Yet in the last 30 years, the Devasthalis have used their voices, time, and resources to lead the physical and cultural transformation of the arts at New Mexico State University, throughout Las Cruces, and across the state.
And we've done very well for ourselves, living and working here, our kids getting educated here. So we felt it was the right thing to do to give back.
This dedicated duo started their journey together almost halfway around the world. But these young, talented students, who both grew up in India and eventually studied in Moscow, had never met until a chance encounter in Finland.
You have to get your visa from the Indian embassy. So I went there and they said, well, there's the student who's a medical student and he's in Helsinki right now and we need some papers taken to him. So could you take it? And that's how we met.
The two later married in Moscow in 1976. Once Ammu finished her PhD, they both moved back to India.
We were there for about a year and a half before we decided to move to the US. I got my residency in Chicago, so that's where we lived for the next 6-7 years.
A career opportunity for Rama brought the family to Las Cruces, and they made this area their home for more than 30 years. Rama has led as president of Las Cruces Radiology Associates for over 20 years, which is now the Memorial Medical Center's Imaging Center of Las Cruces. Although already a doctoral graduate and a young mother of two, Ammu decided to use her time to study the arts. She later became a two-time alumna of NMSU, earning 2 master's degrees in 1993 and 1996.
Oh, I loved it. I loved being back on campus as a student. The art department was very welcoming. After I graduated, I remember going into Greg Pfan's office and telling him, we need to build a Center for the Arts. We just have to do it.
And so their drive for the betterment of NMSU and the arts began. A committee formed, and the Devasthalis led the way through many years of planning to create what is today's ASNMSU Center for the Arts.
We started the process of raising money for this building. We passed the GEO bond by campaigning very hard. It's the largest GEO bond that has been passed for NMSU. It took a lot, going out into the community, making presentations to various civic clubs, talking to the community, just basically knocking on doors.
That auditorium, you could not have dreamed this up 10 years ago. It's a state-of-the-art place in Little Las Cruces, something we can be proud of.
Yet Ammu kept replaying her time as an NMSU student in D.W. Williams Hall, a renovated gymnasium currently housing the Department of Fine Arts.
It was very obvious that it was just not adequate for all the needs of modern-day art instruction. We did have a study, and they thought about a renovation. It was to the point where, well, if you take down concrete bleachers that would free up space, then the walls would come down.
It was 2014 when the Devasthalis and others approached the university with the idea of building another new arts building. Former NMSU Chancellor Gary Carruthers encouraged the duo to research the economic impact of the arts in New Mexico, as well as rally a community of financial support to build a case that would win legislative approval. After a couple of years, private supporters, including students and alumni, raised close to $1 million, securing the new building on the November 2017 ballot.
It got done, and GEO bond passed in our favor and started the process.
This new building, set to be completed in fall 2019, will house both the Department of Art as well as the NMSU Art Gallery and Museum. As the leaders of this new project, it was only appropriate that this new community facility be named Devasthali Hall. It was a moment they will never forget.
And of course, we were thrilled. Here we were, we had moved here from India via Chicago 30 years ago, and we're going to have our name on a building. It was exciting. It's like, here's something you started and your name's going to be on it, and you can actually watch it grow from the groundbreaking to now.
I think for students who come to New Mexico State University, and primarily they're students from New Mexico, for them to have a space, a state-of-the-art facility where they can really run with their passion and create the kind of art that they want to create and have the ability to make use of all of the technology and everything else that will be provided in this building, I think is going to be amazing, and it's going to be a building that transforms this campus.
But I don't want people to get the impression that this is just for artists, because kind of a basic level art education, I think, does wonders for engineers, technicians, doctors. Everyone needs a smattering of art.
To be recognized as honorary degree recipients on top of having the art building named for us, and it's obviously a huge honor for us.
An honor they hope will inspire people across the state to make giving back a way of life.
It doesn't have to be in a big way. Everyone can do their small part.
If you want to see change in your community, you have to be willing to put the work into doing that. You cannot wait for somebody else to bring that change. And so I think that people who live here or send their children here or in any way connected to New Mexico and to Las Cruces, they need to be able to say, I want to see this happen, and I'm willing to do whatever it is that it takes to make it happen.